One Nation, what's up? First one in here. Appreciate you as always. What's good, everybody? We are literally less than a day away. We've got football coming tomorrow, 1 o'clock, all day. We are literally back. So I'm here to answer any questions anybody has, any start sit questions. We'll go through some of the players here for all the games for tomorrow. But yeah, I mean, crazy. We're literally back. We're literally back. So we are going to see a lot of things that we thought were going to happen. We're going to see a lot of things that we thought were not going to happen. We're going to see a lot of weird things where we're like, "What the fuck? That wasn't supposed to happen." So we shall see. We shall see how things start tomorrow, man. What it do, Kev? Doing anything before 1 p.m. games? Watching the Izzy fight tonight? Yeah. I mean, before the 1 o'clock games, I'm trying to find a time. I'm trying to collaborate with Hammer here and see if we can find a perfect time. I think we might do Eastern time, 11:30 to 12:30. Games start at 1. So 11:30 Eastern to 12:30 Eastern. Figure we'll be on for about an hour answering, whatever questions that we can, and depending how many people are in there, maybe we go up into the games at 1 o'clock there. But I think that would be a good time. 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 Eastern time is when we'll probably be on Sunday mornings, and I'll put it up. I'll make a little background thing, and I'll put it up here. This way, you can see all the times that we're going to be on because we'll be live every night except for the nights there's games. So we'll be live Tuesdays. Tuesday nights are our shows on the Hustler channel, which of course we have on our show on our channel as well. So we're doing that on Tuesdays. We'll be live on Wednesdays. Thursdays again. We'll be live Fridays and Saturdays. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday morning. So we'll be on. What you feeling about Jahan Dotson or Jamal Williams full PPR? Oh shit. That's a tough one. Let me see if there was any latest news on Kendra. They didn't officially rule him out, I don't think. Questionable. Unlikely he plays, so oh man. That's a tough one because with Dotson, you've got Terry McLaurin is going to play. They do have a great matchup as well. So if Kendra Miller doesn't play, I think Jamal Williams could definitely be a good play. But I do like Dotson, even though that Terry is going to be okay and he's playing. Obviously, that takes away from Jahan Dotson a little bit and maybe the upside. But it's such a good matchup. But give me Jamal. Fuck it, let's go with Jamal. If Kendra is not going to play, or it seems like he's going to be very limited, then I feel comfortable with Jamal. Otherwise, I just roll with dots, and I think you're okay either way. I don't think there's one that's definitely you have to play over the other. But if Kendra doesn't play, let's go with Jamal. If Kendra does play, let's go with Dotson. Sounds like Andrews is out. Yep. Tight ends this week getting dry. Yeah, absolutely. Pick up Likely, obviously, if you can. If not, any of the tight ends that's out there. We have that tight end video out. Go check that out if you missed that. Just some tight ends that you can plug in and play this week if you're in some tight end trouble. So Jawan Johnson would be a perfect. I'm playing Jawan Johnson in one league. I have Kelsey. Since we're on the Saints, Jawan Johnson would be a good play. Albert, what's up, Albert? Yeah, I'm kind of feeling shitty tonight, guys. But I'm out here. I kind of feel like shit. But if Wooler plays, are you still taking that risk and starting him? Yeah, if he's gonna play, then I'm gonna start him. He's a guy that, with the upside that he has, if he plays, you just unfortunately have to play him. You know, You could play someone else if you want, if you're worried about it, but I'll take the risk, I'll take the upside. If he's going to play, I have to play him. I'm not gonna sit him if he's out there. Christian Kirk or Drake London. That's a good one too, because Kirk's got a good matchup. Um, Kirk's got a good matchup as well. But give me the actual wide receiver one on the team. Give me Drake London in this particular instance. Yeah, Caddy, 13 hours, baby. 13 hours, man. It's crazy how fast the season has kind of come upon us here. Kevin said yes, Caddy. Yeah, man. It's exciting to it's all 15 hours. Yeah, I was about to say, I was like, I don't know what math you're mathing over there, but that first game that'll come on, it will be, the Bucks and Vikings, it looks like. You've got Madison. He's going to be a good play against the Bucks, a Bucks defense that is decent. But if the Vikings are up, they're going to wind up running the football. I do think they'll possibly be up in this game. The one issue, of course, is going to be the Vikings defense. I feel like even with Baker, it's safe to play Godwin. I think you're okay playing Mike Evans as well, but if there's a better option, I'm okay with going with a better option there. I just don't know how much I trust Baker Mayfield. The Vikings defense, of course, isn't good. If there's one good thing about our defense, it would be kind of that defensive line. So on the Vikings end, of course, you're going to play JJ. If you've got Addison, if you don't have a better option, then you can throw him in the flex. But it is that first game. It is that first game. Isaiah Likely or Goddard. Oh, that's a tough one, song. Give me Goddard. I do like Likely. I do like the matchup, but give me Goddard. Goddard, however you want to say it. Let me get him against the Eagles because you think about the Patriots, right? They're very good, defensively. They're great at stopping, your number one option pretty much. So I feel like they'll probably go after, AJ Brown and Devonta Smith, and maybe somebody else has got to beat them. Maybe that person is the tight end. So we'll see. But a likely is a good play as well. I mean, they have a good matchup. Who they're playing? Against the Texans. So they do have a good matchup against the Texans, but if they're up, they're going to run a lot more. I think JK has a big day, for the Ravens. So give me Godare there. Ooh, Evans or Jamal in the flex. We kind of just went over Jamal. If Kendra doesn't play, then I like playing Jamal there. If Kendra does play, kind of a toss up. Most of the time, I'll go with the wide receiver though. So give me Evans. Give me Evans. Same kind of thing with the other one. If Kendra plays, then give me Dotson. If he doesn't, then you probably play Jamal there. Do think the Vikings win at home, not just because I'm a Vikings fan, but Panthers Falcons. So we get to see Bijan finally in action. So we get to see Bijan. We get to see Ritter, Drake London, Kyle Pitts. We get to see this offense go against the Panthers, where I think what's his name was already ruled out, right? Shark was already ruled out. They wound up ruling out Thielen yet. Okay, so Thielen is expected to play. Um, Mingo could be a decent option in like the deepest of leagues, but I'm not comfortable starting him yet. Um, Miles Sanders could be a decent flex, but it's really hard to start anybody on the Panthers other than Miles Sanders, as your RB2 or in your flex. So So it'll be interesting to see how the Falcons offense looks, with Ritter, and Bijan, and how much are they gonna pass the ball, right? How involved is London gonna be, and Pitts? So I'm excited to see what's gonna happen there. Simp, what's up, Simp? Still trying to decide on Kincaid. Should I roll with him or pick up Everett, Jawan, or Musgrave? My QB is Herbert. So I think any of those guys, it's pretty much the same. Kincaid, it's tough to trust him that this first week, right? But all these guys are kind of in the same boat. Whether you choose Juwan, Everett, or Musgrave, you do have Herbert. So Everett is interesting, especially since you have Herbert. So I'm okay to go with that, and you have the kind of the stack there. Or hold on, I'm trying to send a link to Hammer here. I think he's gonna get on. So yeah, you can go with any of those guys. I lean Juwan or Everett. I think this Charger game could be a high scoring game, so I kind of do like Everett. So either Everett or Juwan, I'd be okay with. Musgrave as well. I mean, you've got right, Dubs is questionable, and then you've got Watson that's out. So Musgrave is another kind of interesting one there. But I would lean, I think, more on Juwan and Everett there. Aiden, what's up, Aiden? Zach Charbonnet, Zay Flowers, or JSN full PPR. I'm not going to go JSN just because it's the first game and he's just coming back from injury. Um, so I'm going to hold off on JSN for week one. You've got Charbonnet, you've got Flowers. Kenny Walker was on the injury report. Now he's not. So Charbonnet would have been interesting. But now with a fully healthy Walker, I'm kind of probably going to wait on Charbs until I see kind of what this offense does and how they're going to roll. So, I'm okay with playing Zay Flowers here. I know you've got a healthy, Bateman, OBJ. What's OBJ's latest? I think all right. So he's cleared to play. So he's finally okay. So you've got everybody going there. So that's a tough one, man. Who are the Seahawks playing? Seahawks have the Rams. Sharp actually might not be a horrible one, depending how you feel about Zay Flowers here. I think it's got to be either Flowers or Charb. Charb is going to get some work, but who's going to get the goal line work, the pass catching work? Like that's going to be the interesting part to see. Um, that's tough. Give me Zay though. Give me Zay. Kendra Miller just got ruled out. Well, okay, he must have just got ruled out. Okay, so if Miller just got ruled out, let me pull up ESPN here. Then Jamal Williams. I mean, that's all they have. That's all they have, man. That's all they have. See if I can get some of the latest. But Pup goes on IR. That's obviously a huge thing. Pete Higgins not going to get signed. So yeah, I'm okay with playing Jamal now. If Kendre's out, I'll listen on my way home tonight. Right on, Steven, for coming on. Yeah, no problem, Kev. Appreciate you. Appreciate you always for coming on. Appreciate everybody that comes in, guys. Make sure you smash that like for me. Smash that subscribe if you're new. Throw any questions that you guys have in the chat. If it's Dynasty, please be specific as to the format so I can give you the best possible answer. But throw all your questions out there. This way I can get to I'll get to everybody. Jay, what's up, Jay? Another solo night. Yeah, I'm solo dolo for now. I think Hammer's gonna hop on in a few here. Hopefully he does. And we'll get going here. Baby Santa, what up, brother? Start 2 half PPR. James Conner, James Cook, Jamal Williams, Mike Evans, Christian Kirk. Oh wow. Okay. Give me Jamal Williams since Kendra just got ruled out. And then between Mike Evans and Christian Kirk, this one you can go either or on. But I'm probably not going Connor or Cook. I'll roll with Jamal and either Evans or Kirk. Kirk has a good matchup. Evans technically has a good matchup. It just matters how much you really trust Baker Mayfield, and I don't have that much trust in him. So I might go Christian Kirk here instead of Mike Evans. I mean, you have a good option. London or Hollywood? London. London. I don't know how this QB situation is playing out over there, how good this guy's going to be. So I'm not going to mess with Hollywood right now. Give me London. Kevin said, my only start sit is actually at my RB2 in a league. I have Khalil Gibson and Brian Robinson. Who would you pick? So for me, it's between Gibson and Robinson. They have a great matchup. I'm still unsure about about Khalil Herbert, the whole backfield. I'm not comfortable with Khalil Herbert. A lot of people are. I'm not. Hammer in the building.
What
What's
it
up?
do? Dropping in. I know I'm a little late, but I'm here to serve the masses. Somebody asked if you were rolling solo tonight. The answer is no.
Oh man. All right. So Khalil Herbert, Antonio Gibson, or Brian Robinson. In a game,
Mm,
they could be running the ball a lot, going against the shitty Cardinals.
Herbert. The Bears play the Packers, and then you got Gibby and B Rob. I think if you're in PPR, you go Gibby here just because of the receiving upside. So I think
Mhm.
that kind of would separate the three for the most part. Yeah, I think you go Gibby because it gives you that PPR upside.
I'm in agreement here with Gibby. It's close between Gibson and Brian Robinson because I mean, if they get down to the goal line, Robinson could bang a few in. But I think like you said, with the upside and the pass catching, being that they might be up, I think Gibson does get some good opportunities. So, oh, Caddy said the whole season. For London or Hollywood, yeah, I'm still gonna go London there. Unless you can guarantee that Kyler Murray comes back, yeah. I'm a dynasty league, so got all the rookies. Yeah. Oh, Aiden, where are you? Oh, Charbonnet, the Flowers, and the JSN one. Yeah, yeah. Listen, there's nothing wrong with having rookies, but at some point, if you're gonna win, you can't win with all rookies. So just
Hmm.
be mindful that the goal in for dynasty is not always to just have the youngest team, right?
You
So
want
you've got to have
balance, yeah.
some kind of mixture, some kind of balance. So. Simp, what up, Simp? Put Montgomery on Thursday night. Should I stick with Madison in my flex or put London in? Feel Madison is the safer play. The good one.
I
You've
think there's
got,
an
go ahead.
Yeah, I think there's an argument to be made there because Madison is going to dominate. You would think he would get 18 touches, maybe 20. So I know you always said you tend to lean wide receiver for flex options, but I think Madison is one of those plays that you could go with. So we'll see how you feel about that.
Yeah. Um, it's tough because I love some Drake London. You've got Madison. I mean, Matt, we're going against the Bucks, right? Are the Vikings going to be up where they need to run the ball? Is Madison going to get the full workload? They already released Gaskin, I think it was, who they had signed. They already released him, so it's kind of just Madison there. And that's the thing is that even though you might not love or somebody might not love Madison for the talent that he has, because he's not a crazy efficient guy. He averages less than 4 yards a carry, but the volume, right? If he's going to have the volume on a really good offense, I mean, that's the tough part here. So that's the tough part. And is Madison going to get all the pass catching opportunities, right? Um, so yeah, I do
I think
feel
I'm
like
leaning. Yeah,
Madison might be the safer
yeah, I'm
play.
leaning Madison here.
I'm going to lean slightly Madison. You could be eating my words though at London. How you like Zeke in deeper leagues? Could get them Damian Harris red zone carries. Zeke, what do you think about Zeke?
Yeah, I actually like Zeke, and I talked about it, especially when he signed with the Patriots, where Ramondre, it takes a big hit to Ramondre. I could see Zeke ending up with 8 touchdowns before the season's over with. So he's one of those really good kind of goal line backs, and I think he's still worthy of RB2 status in my estimation because I think the touchdown production will buoy him enough on given weeks. And I do think that New England offense, while I don't think it's going to be great, I think it'll be at least improved in a sense. Then obviously they brought Bill O'Brien back to kind of stabilize the play calling and all that stuff, and I think they're going to utilize Zeke in that 10 in end zone for the most part. So yeah, and also too, they probably want to keep Ramondre healthy, right? He broke down a little bit last year, kind of handling that full workload with Damian Harris out. So I see Zeke good for 8 touchdowns and worthy of RB2 territory.
Yeah, I'm okay with Zeke in deeper leagues, of course. He's gonna get some work. I think we all know that, and yeah, he's gonna get the red zone carry. So how often they get down there, that's a whole nother question. But yeah, I definitely think Zeke can be of some sort of value. Now, I'm not comfortable playing Zeke yet. I kind of want to see, what's gonna happen. Although we kind of do know he'll get the red zone carries. I don't know if I'm able to play Zeke this week, unless you've got just a ton of injuries or something. Brandon Cooks or Dotson?
For
Cooks or Dotson?
me, it's Brandon Cooks just because of the volume of the offense. We don't know we're not sure what Sam Howell is fully. I have more confidence in Brandon Cooks as the number 2 on that particular offense. And Brandon Cooks is a damn good receiver. I think he just got lost in the shuffle because he's been in Houston for a couple of seasons and not very productive. But I still think he's a damn good receiver. And I think Brandon Cooks has way more upside than Jahan Dotson.
Yeah, it's a tough God, man, because I love Dotson. I love the opportunities, the opportunity that he has this week against the Cardinals. Terry is okay. Apparently, he's playing. He's going to be fine. Obviously, you've got CD in front of Cooks, but I think I might be with you here with the Brandon Cooks. They're playing that Sunday night game, right, against the Giants. I think I like Cooks too. Let's go with Cooks song. Diaz said, "Let's talk." What up, Diaz? Let's talk about Javante, Deion Jackson, McLaughlin. Is supposedly going to siphon Javante. Then there's Perrine. Yeah, I mean the whole Javante situation was weird because we got conflicting reports. Right? We just a few days ago, Sean Payton said he's going to be heavily involved. He's going to get a lot of work. And now all of a sudden it's, he may be limited in his touches or whatever the case is. So it's a weird situation. I don't know what exactly is going to happen. Is Perrine going to get work? Yeah. Is McLaughlin going to get work? Yeah, probably. But put it this way, if Javante's on the field, even if you plan on only giving him a few touches, if he's doing work with those touches, do you start continuously giving him touches, or do you just stop and hold him there? Like, how confident are you at least in Javante, Hammer?
I wouldn't call. I would. I guess to put it on a scale of 1 to 10, I would say a 5, like somewhere in the middle, because coming off a major injury, let's just take a look at history, right? What does history tell us? That guys coming off of these type of major injuries are going to be on some sort of a pitch count, right? And it just makes sense. He's still a very young, talented running back. He's going to be on some sort of a pitch count, and they wouldn't have went out there and got Samaje Perine and McLaughlin if they didn't plan on easing Javante back in. So from my estimation, I liked when they picked up Samaje Perine. I was like, oh shit, we saw what he did in Cincinnati, and I really liked him as a nice kind of handcuff, maybe even stash on your bench, and wait and see what happens with the Denver backfield situation. So my confidence is at a 5 because I truly don't know what to expect. You know what I mean? But I do know what to expect, that he's not going to get 22 carries out of the opening gate. He'll probably get 10, maybe 8 to 10. So I that's pretty much where I'm at with it. I do think as the season kind of ramps up that he'll get more touches, but they want to protect him, which is rightfully so. They protected Saquon Barkley. They're going to protect Breece Hall. So why should I expect anything different out of this Denver situation?
Yeah. I think that especially where you probably drafted Javonte, you're not probably forced to start him. You probably have, a better option or an option that you might feel more comfortable with. Just because, it is the first game, right? We don't know how much work he's going to get. I think I'm with Hammer when he said, he's not going to get 22 carries, right? That 20 carry, that's not going to happen, right? Does he get used a little bit? Does he get used more than that? I think, nobody knows. We'll have to just kind of wait and see. So I feel like if you have a better option, then play a better option. But I think I'm playing him one league in my flex, I think, because I don't really have a better option. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm feeling with Javonte. Is if you got better options, then just kind of wait. You most likely don't have to start him. And then there's Perine. I mean, Perine, I'm okay with starting Perine if you need to start Perine in the flex, or Perine, whatever, however you want to damn say it. If you want to start him in the flex, I mean, even still, that's kind of not even. I'm not even comfortable with that. Like, unless you have to, almost, there's still better options.
I'm actually very comfortable with it because he is a good receiving back, right? So he's going to give you the PPR upside from that standpoint. And I think who are they playing? Denver? I mean, the Raiders, right? I believe Denver. Yeah, the Broncos are playing the Raiders. Yeah. So that, the Raiders don't have a great defense. I think there's going to be opportunities there. So we'll see. But like you said, if you have better options, go with those. But listen, there's been a ton of injuries that have been happening to a ton of these guys. And some of these guys that we're 50-50 on are in flex consideration just because you're going into your bench already in week 1. I'm doing it. Mm-hmm. I'm playing Jaden Reed for crying out loud because Christian Watson's out and Cooper Kupp is out. And like, I had to dig into my bench already. Fucking bullshit.
Diaz said, so would you start Deion Jackson or Javonte or McLaughlin, have Kamara, JT, and Kendrick? Damn, that sucks.
I mean, I think I would probably lean Javonte here. I mean, Deion Jackson is an interesting play. But I think out of those three, right, it's kind of the lesser of those evils. So you kind of have to go with Javonte and hope that, he cashes in something early to kind of make it worth it.
Javonte, for me, would be the best play out of any of three of those guys. I mean, yes, Moss is probably not playing, or I don't know if he got officially ruled out yet. But even still, I mean, last time I started Deion Jackson, he did jack shit. And he was the only guy there. So I'm not confident in that, especially now with Anthony Richardson, who could siphon off some of the, the goal line carries and that kind of stuff.
I'm only going to be on for a bit, babe. And I'll come cuddle with you. Why?
What happened? I'm only going to be on for a bit, babe. But yeah, I'm going with.
I didn't mute myself.
I'm going with Javonte there. I'm going with Javonte too. I know Diaz, you liked Jackson, but I'm not comfortable with it, man. I can't. Baby Santa, appreciate you always, man. Alex, pick one PPR: Kenny Walker, Najee, or James Conner. I'm going Kenny Walker here.
I mean, it sucks because Najee's playing San Francisco and they just got Joey Bosa back, so that kind of sucks. I would lean Kenny Walker, but Najee's going to get good volume. James Conner's going to get good volume too, but that out of these three, it's Kenny Walker by a hair. But I think Najee gets good volume, and I think Najee has a chance to score a touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, Kenny Walker, I guess you could say the same, right? Going against a Rams team with no Cooper Kupp, I mean, they could be up in that game where they need to run. So I'm feeling Walker there. I still like Najee, even though he's going against the Niners, but I'm going Walker there. That's going to be the best. It's going to be the best option for you. Hattie said, would you do Allen, Barkley, Walker, Garrett, Olave, Goddard for Burrow, Pollard, Gibbs, Chase, Sungott, Ingram? This is just, I can't even
Why are
fathom
we
this.
doing
This
this?
is just way too many names. This is like a whole team for a whole team here. It's just I mean, Garrett, Olave, Sungott, Chase, Gibbs, Pollard. I guess give me the Chase and the Sungott. Burrow, I mean,
And the Burrow stack. It's too
yeah,
much.
give me the
Patty,
Burrow
who do you?
Chase stack side, but that's just way too much going on in one trade there.
Patty, if you
I'll
haven't
just
watched,
take the hammers and Chase and Sungott, Burrow. I mean, you lose Allen, you lose Barkley. I mean, even Garrett Wilson, Olave, those are all great players too. So,
I think the Burrow stack, the Burrow side is more upside. But how do you truly know if you won that trade? It's like basically trading a team for a team.
yeah. Simp said, got CD, Ridley, and Waddle as my other wide receivers. Let me go back to Simps real quick. Okay, yeah, you're good. You got CD, Ridley, and Waddle. That sounds good, Simp. Mike said Higbee or Muth. Again, you've got Muth against the Niners. Then you've got Higbee with no Cooper Kupp. Right? How we feeling on this? We going Higbee or Muth?
I think I might go Higbee here just because of some additional targets are going to be opened up, and Higbee is probably the most accomplished pass catcher on that offense right now. Don't give me Van Jefferson. I have Tutu Atwell on one of my teams, but I don't trust that very much. Higbee's been very hit or miss, man. I think Fryermuth, but don't forget, San Francisco has really good linebackers, so Fryermuth is going to have to contend with those guys. So I think this is a 50-50, but give me Higbee because Cooper Kupp's not there, and you would think there would be 15 targets, that are going to have to go somewhere. You got to think that Higbee is going to be the beneficiary of some of that.
Yeah. I think I want to say Higbee too, even though I love
In
me some Fryermuth.
a game, they're probably going to have to pass a bunch.
If it wasn't the Steelers, I'd probably still say Fryermuth, but I mean, Higbee had quietly 108 targets last year. It wasn't great. I mean, he didn't score touchdowns. But let's go with Higbee, just for the fact that, like you said, they're gonna have to throw the football. They're probably gonna be down. No Cooper Kupp. Give me some Higbee. Oh, we did that one. Diaz, also Likely or Schultz. It's week 1, and I'm already picking guys off the streets. Yeah, man, there's a lot of tight end injuries, so I do like Schultz a lot, but I'm gonna have to go with Likely over here.
I thought I saw something that somebody was out. He missed practice.
Andrews is totally out. Unlikely for
Oh,
Andrews.
Andrews is out. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's why. Okay, that's what I saw. I think I'm gonna go Schultz here. I like what I saw in the preseason. He has a nice rapport with CJ Stroud. So I like that security blanket. I just wonder if there's a lot. And Likely was really good when Andrews was out last year, but also they have more mouths to feed in Baltimore now, and that doesn't even count Lamar Jackson's rushing, right? So give me Schultz here, but I could see why you would make the case for Likely. I'm making the case against Likely because they have other additional pass catching options that Likely has to compete with. So give me Dalton Schultz here.
I think Dolan Schultz is a decent play. I just feel like the upside with Likely, like give me Likely. I mean, when you're talking about, I mean, the Ravens defense was pretty good, pretty good last year. So it looks like
Mhm.
they gave up the 7th fewest catches to tight ends last season. So although I do like Schultz, give me the upside and Likely. We'll differ there. David, what's up, David? Appreciate you for tuning in. Full PPR flex 2. Swift, Charbs, Flowers, Eli Moore, Jaden Reed.
I think I'm
I
gonna go with
think,
the last two guys here,
yeah, I think, it,
Elijah Moore and Jaden Reed here.
yeah, I think for me, I'm definitely going Elijah Moore. Um, and then, yeah, either Flowers or Reed. Yeah, give me Reed as well. With the injury to Watson,
And Dubes is up in the air.
you could go Flowers if you believe in Flowers for week 1. I'm okay with that too. But either Flowers or Reed. But I'm definitely going Elijah Moore. I'm leaning more towards those two right now. Billy Mike OG, what's up, man? I'm in a pickle. Can start 2 Superflex. Pickett versus San Fran. Jimmy G versus Denver. Anthony Richardson versus Jacksonville.
Ooh. Man, that is saucy. Ugh. The problem with Jimmy G is he could get hurt at any time. Now I know any quarterback could get hurt at any time, but it always feels like Jimmy G gets hurt at the most inopportune time. So you know what? Give me Kenny Pickett and Anthony Richardson here. Jimmy G, no thank you.
Yeah, I'm actually okay with Pickett as well, and give me the upside with Richardson. You could make the argument for Jimmy G, like it is Richardson's first game. Jacksonville is a good defense, so I can definitely see, Richardson not having a good game, but at the same time, that rushing might just save him a little bit. So, yeah, give me Pickett and Anthony Richardson. Yeah, said go snuggle.
I swear to God, I thought I hit mute.
Looks like this motherfucker.
I swear to God, I thought I hit mute.
Mostert 5,400, White 5,500, Herbert 5,300, or Swift at 5,400. I think it's easily got to be Mostert, right? I mean, he's got the path. There's nobody really
Yeah,
there.
you can make the argument for Rashad White as well.
You could.
I like his receiving work that he's supposedly going to get. So I like Rashad White, but I think Mostert is the problem with Mostert is he does get banged up as well, and he very rarely will play a full season for you. So I maybe Rashad White, and honestly, because I think he'll be able to give you more games than Raheem Mostert, because now Mostert's going to get the full workload, and how long is that going to be able to hold up?
Well, I think
So,
we're talking about just for this game. I
like
think he might be
DFS,
playing some kind of pick and
okay,
order, that kind of thing. So
Mostert.
yeah, I think for
For
the
this week,
season, I'm
Mostert.
with you. For the season, maybe I wouldn't go Mostert, but for this particular week, yeah, right. Tommy, what's up, Tommy? Go Pack, go! Oh God, come on, another Packer fan. What's up, Tommy? Appreciate you for tuning in. Love takes over ownership of them gummy bears. Dubes, Jamal Williams, or Juju in the flex PPR. I think we're
Well,
going with Jamal with Kendre out.
yeah. Although I will say, Juju's an interesting play. I know they're playing Philly. Yeah, probably Jamal Williams, but I do like Juju. Dubes is a little risky because he may not play. I know he's trending towards playing, but he's still basically a 50-50 at this point. If Dubes does play, yeah, I kind of still like Jamal because, like you said, Kendre's out. Obviously, no Kamara, and you got to believe Jamal's going to get, he's going to get an opportunity or two at the goal line, what he does best. So, yeah, I'm comfortable with Jamal.
Brandon Cooks, Gabe Davis, or Dylan in the flex.
Brandon Cooks.
I want to say Brandon Cooks automatically, but Dylan is a little bit interesting with the injuries, to the Packers. I think him and Aaron Jones are pretty much good plays this week, but I think if you're looking at just a pure upside, I think Cooks has probably got to be the best bet, for that. not playing Gabe Davis, especially this week against the Jets.
You want
And
no part of
listen,
that?
I hate Gabe Davis, but I did admit live on stream that the value where Gabe Davis was being drafted, I'm okay paying that price. Last year it was just way too early. It was what, fifth round, like, fourth, fifth, sixth round. It was just way too early. Man.
Yeah, I like Brandon Cooks here though, because I just think the passing. Mike McCarthy calling plays. They're gonna throw it 70% of the time. I don't buy into all that bull jive that they're gonna run it. No, stop it. They're gonna throw 70% of the time. Dak's gonna have 40 attempts. 9 of those are gonna go to Brandon Cooks.
My other team flex PPR: Brian Robinson, Pittman, Gabe Davis, Elijah Moore, or Van Jefferson. I think for me, it's automatically either Elijah Moore or Brian Robinson. I think I kind of eliminate the rest of them.
Van Jefferson is a super interesting play, but just not. He doesn't have that track record yet, and they're going up against Seattle. I think they will be throwing it a ton. I just don't know if I trust Van Jefferson. You like his opportunity, but you don't. We don't know if we like the player just yet. So yeah, I think I tend to agree. Yeah, it's got to. Yeah, you're right. I mean, Brian Robinson or Elijah Moore, depending on which one you prefer. I think we can go that route. I think that's a 50-50 split. It's whichever player you like better, Brian Robinson or Elijah Moore. But if you're going to lean, stick to your philosophy, then you play Elijah Moore as the wide receiver in the flex.
Yeah, I really like Elijah Moore this week, but Ryan Robinson has a great matchup. Like, he could definitely bang in a tutty or two. But give me Elijah Moore on the full PPR. Dolchich are likely this week. No Judy. Dolchich could be a good play.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go Dolchich as well because if Judy hasn't been ruled out yet, has he?
I don't think he's been officially ruled out, but I highly doubt that he plays. Officially questionable.
I don't know. Lamar likes him some Isaiah Likely.
Now, I think I'm still going to go likely, even though I think Dolchich is a good play. I think I'm still going likely here. I don't know if I trust this Bronco offense just yet.
Yeah.
So yeah, give me some likely. Who should I use for cash tournament?
Yeah, this
Burrow,
is DFS. This is the DFS thing.
Burrow, Herbert, Tua, Lawrence, Geno Smith, or be sneaky and start Sam Howell.
I think Geno here is the best value. You can make the argument for Trevor Lawrence as well, especially if you want to go, if you want to budget your money for other positions, mainly wide receiver. I think Geno is the best value here because I think he's going to get steady, good production, but that could be trending towards a blowout. So maybe you go Trevor Lawrence. So for the two here, I mean, two, you can make the argument at 67. Because that Chargers Dolphins game is probably going to be pretty spicy.
I do like that game, so that's what I was going to say. I like Herbert or Tua if you want to spend up, but not spend all the way up for Burrow. I think Herbert and Tua are great plays. And if you want to go cheap and be sneaky, then Sam Howell would be the play against a shitty Arizona team. So
yeah, I think the best bet here is maybe Tua. I do like the Geno aspect. I think he'll play well. Trevor Lawrence. Yeah, this is a tough one. I think maybe Tua is the best value here. You could argue Herbert as well.
that's what I'm saying. If you want to spend up, I'm going with either Herbert or Tua. And if you just want to spend down, if you want to spend in other areas, depending how much some other players cost, then give me the Sam Howell. What's J.K. Dobbins cost?
Yeah, boy.
I like his. Yeah, he is my boy. Listen, we lost out on Sky Moore. You weren't on the stream. I officially apologized about Sky Moore in week 1. Um, but I think JK will be okay with JK. I like JK coming out as a good running back this week. I like Elijah Moore as well this week. We'll see
So
what works out.
it's not as if Sky Moore didn't have opportunities. He did. It just didn't look the way we thought it would look.
No,
Uh,
I think
there,
we spoke about it in length a little bit on the other night. And it could have been a total opposite, right? If Mahomes doesn't overthrow him on that one throw, if that one catch doesn't get called back, then we could be talking about it differently. But it just wasn't great throws, and it just didn't, like you said, just didn't kind of look good. I mean, obviously that could have changed, but the good things that came out of it was Sky Moore played the most snaps of any of those wide receivers. He ran the most routes. So it looks like he's going to be the one that's going to be heavily involved. But I think they need Kelsey. They need something to open up that middle, because that was a problem where Sky Moore was kind of getting stuck over the middle. There's just too much kind of traffic in there, and he just couldn't navigate through. Where I think Kelsey kind of opens things up a little bit more for that offense. So it
and I'll
sucks for the first week. We can't play any of these guys right now. Cannot play any of them until further notice. As of
Kadarius
now.
Toney, no.
No, can't play him either until further notice. We can't play any of those guys. Even the running back situation was wonky. I mean, Pacheco had 7 carries. You had CEH getting in there. McKinnon was the goal line guy. You had Ross and Rice in the goal line packages. So it was it was interesting to see. But overall, just a horrible. Everything was just bad.
For sure.
But I'm not giving up on Sky Moore yet. I think we gotta give that time. But I think they definitely absolutely need Kelsey. Mims is 3,000 and Atwell, and I'm not touching Atwell. I'm okay with Mims if Judy's out. That's a pretty cheap option. Mims versus Judy or Luke Musgrave tight end for 2,900. I mean,
I
for a
wouldn't go.
tight end, okay.
I don't know if I would go with that on the flex, just because I don't think there's. I mean, I don't think there's as
Not
much
the
upside.
You don't
You know,
play tight end in the flex. That you're
no,
not gonna do.
that's what I'm saying. That's kind of where I was going with that. There's no upside to
All right, guys.
Musgrave in your flex. That's kind of where I was going. Mims would be the play there if you want to go with
Yeah.
any of the three.
Yeah, I didn't even put 2 and 2 together. I was just thinking tight end. Okay, Musgrave, that's not bad. But yeah, if you're talking about for the actual flex position, no, you're not going to play a tight end in the flex. Marcos, what's up, Marcos? Half PPR flex. Miles Sanders, Mostert, or Dotson?
Ooh, this is a good one.
Yeah,
Hmm. Mostert, I mean, Mostert's interesting, and we brought up Mostert. We haven't talked a ton about Miles Sanders, um, a lot, but I think Miles Sanders is kind of entrenched. They gave him the contract. He's on a team with a young quarterback. I think he'll get some really good work. He had a fantastic year last year. I know Carolina is not Philly, but Miles Sanders is a really interesting play here. I think between Miles Sanders and Mostert for me, I need to see Sam Howell. Like I need to see Sam Howell. I need to see what that offense looks like. I need to see it before I'm comfortable playing Dotson. I think I'll go Mostert here just because I think that Chargers Dolphins game is going to be pretty high scoring, and you got to imagine Mostert's going to be a featured player in that offense. Give me Mostert here.
yeah. It's between Sanders and Mostert, like you said. Sanders could get a lot of work though too. So I'm going to go Mostert just with the upside and what could possibly be a high scoring game. Give me Mostert. With the DJ Shark out, do they start loading the box up and make Bryce Young throw the ball? I mean, I don't know. So yeah, give me some Mostert. Cam Akers or Aaron Jones. Give me Aaron Jones. Easy.
Yep.
How about you? I figured you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the problem with Akers is that there's no cup. They're going to load up the box there. There probably is not going to be a lot of room for Akers to run. And, Aaron Jones, I guess you could say almost similar situation where Watson is
Mm-hmm.
out, but you've got Jones and you've got Dillon there. But yeah, give me Aaron Jones, just a better offense. I feel like,
Mm-hmm.
and he can catch passes. Cooper versus Cincinnati, Godwin versus Minnesota, or take a shot on Michael Thomas.
No, we're not taking shots on Michael Thomas. That's what we're not doing.
Give me Amari, man. Give me Amari versus Cincy, and give me the Amari. What you got? You got Amari or Godwin?
Oh man, I mean, I think Godwin will be really good in terms of PPR value, but Amari Cooper is the unquestioned number one there in a game that should be pretty back and forth against the Bengals. Yeah, I like some Amari Cooper here.
Hmm. Caddy said, would you trade Pacheco and Deontay for Gibbs?
Ooh, I think so. Gibbs looks
Yeah,
fucking fantastic
yeah.
in that offense.
Gibbs looks awesome, and I
I
do
just
like Deontay. I hate Pacheco. I've always hated Pacheco. And that's exactly the reason why is because you saw that game. They
Mhm.
continuously just don't give him the meaningful like touches. But he did get some catches, which was very interesting to see. So I do have to say that was interesting. But and I do love me some Deontay. But in this case, where you drafted Deontay, he's probably your fourth, fifth wide receiver, maybe, depending where you drafted him. So yeah, I'm okay with giving that up to go out and get Gibbs. Gibbs is definitely a buy low if you can get him right now. A lot of people were upset with Gibbs, or a lot of people that hate rookies were on the, oh, I told you, and it's the same thing as last year, blah 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 blah, and it's not. That's just not the case.
Mhm.
That's not the case. Beta, my bad. McLaurin or Pittman Jr. McLaurin coming off the turf toe.
That's a tough one. I think I'm still going McLaurin.
Yeah, I'm still going McLaurin too. Even coming off the turf toe, it's a good matchup. I'm not ready to play Pittman yet. They are going against a good defense in Jacksonville. Give me some Terry. Debo or Michael Pittman? Give me
Debo.
Debo. Give me Debo.
Debo.
Give me Debo, Philly Mike. Pierce versus Baltimore or Sanders versus Atlanta?
Miles Sanders.
Yeah, give me Miles Sanders too. I'm with that. I'm with Sanders there. Let's take a look at, I guess, some of these games real quick. Vikings Bucks. Vikings Bucks. We talked about Madison a little bit. We talked about, the Bucks also. Shit.
I still like the Vikings here. I think the Bucks are being undersold because they have Baker Mayfield mostly, but I still like the Vikings here. I think they have tons of offensive weapons. Um, I like the Vikings here. It's not on prime time, so give me Kirk Cousins at 1 o'clock on Sunday.
Me too. Me too. I'm going with the Vikes, baby. If there was a player to sit in this game, who do you think that would be?
To sit
Yeah. If we're talking like start sit-ish kind of thing.
out of who really the main? I mean, Matt.
Of any
Who,
out of anybody really.
I
Like
think
I
I
feel
kind of
like I'm okay with playing Godwin still,
yeah.
but I'm
So am
not
I.
as comfortable playing Mike Evans, even though it's kind of a good matchup with the Vikings. I mean, our defense sucks, yes,
I
but
like all the starters here. I don't really have a particular sit in this. I'm not sitting. I wouldn't sit Rashad White. I wouldn't sit Mike Evans. I mean, depending on the options, right? But it's hard for me because I, the Vikings don't have a great defense, so you think there's going to be some scoring on the Bucks end. Baker Mayfield, he's not. We hate Baker Mayfield, but he can still throw the ball with some competency from time to time. Um, So yeah, I don't really have a particular sit in this game. I want to play obviously JJ. You're playing Cousins. You're playing Hawkinson. Addison, maybe you can make the argument for, right? I think that would be the one guy, in this situation. He is a rookie. It's his first game. So if there is one guy that might be in some lineups that if you have a choice, I think I'll go Addison here, just because there's so many other proven options at every position. You're not playing Baker Mayfield, by the way.
OG said Bucks got a good run defense.
I still think there's going to be good opportunities, though, with the way the Vikings move the ball.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is the Vikings are a high-powered offense. So, maybe Madison doesn't go for, over 100 yards, but he can absolutely
Mm-hmm.
score, some touchdowns, get some passing work. And if they're up, they're going to have to keep running the ball. So, I mean, I'm okay with Madison, but you probably have most people might have a better option because Madison, if he's not your RB2, he's your RB3. So if he's your RB2, you got no choice pretty much. But if he's an RB3 and you've got some other choices depending who you have. Jay said he loves Godwin. Baker was solid throwing to the slot. Yeah, I mean, it's tough believing in Baker. I'll tell you that.
I just ordered me a Jordan Love Packers shirt. I'm not
Did
ready to
you?
get the jersey yet because I don't know if he's going to be there in 2 years. So I'm going to hold off on the jersey for a little while. So I'm just going to get a T-shirt for this year.
Don't know if he's gonna be there, but talking him up top 12 the other night. You're a funny fellow.
Well, there's a lot to still be decided. I said potentially.
Miami versus the Chargers. That's a game that one of my favorites that I love this week.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna be an awesome game. Hopefully a high scoring game. But yeah, I like everybody in that game pretty much.
You have to. Eckler, Mostert, Hill, Waddle, Tua, Herbert, Keenan. I'm not crazy about Mike Will, but you think he'll get some opportunities. Quentin Johnston, I think will have a
Not playing. Yeah, I wouldn't
no.
play Quentin Johnson yet, but I'd be comfortable playing anybody else.
Yeah, that should be an awesome game.
Who do you think comes away with that? Chargers are at home.
Yeah, they are, but that doesn't mean anything to me, honestly, because SoFi is not, and I've been to SoFi. SoFi is not the best home field. I'll be honest. The stadium is fantastic. That stadium is amazing. If anybody ever is in Los Angeles and you get a chance to go to SoFi, the stadium is phenomenal. I'm gonna go Dolphins here. I think that they're on a little bit of a mission. I think there was a lot of chatter about Tua and his health and all that stuff. I'm going Dolphins here. I think they are really explosive.
Yeah. I don't know if I should go with Herbie here. I'll go with the Chargers. I'll go with Herbert and the Chargers. I'll go with Herbert and the Chargers. Uh, Philly Mike said they played last year. Check the stats. Yeah, well, every year obviously is
Every year is
different, and then
different.
but even still, when you look at last year, I mean, the Bucks were like middle of the pack basically run defense. They were hold on, it says it right here actually 15th most rushing yards they gave up, 4.5 yards per carry. So they were good and they've had a good run defense in the past, but at the same time, you're talking about a high powered offense that's going to give some good opportunities in the red zone, down by the goal line, right? Like I said, I don't think he'll run for over 100 yards, or I don't think he's going to just ginsu that defense or anything like that. But the possibilities of him scoring a touchdown, I think, are pretty solid. Do you like Keenan this season? I love Keenan Allen. I just don't know if he's going to last the whole season. He's another one that's kind of up there in age, and anything can happen. I do love him early on. He's one of those guys that I'm trying to move as soon as he does something. But what do you think about Keenan Allen this season?
So the problem with Keenan Allen is, and the red flag was last year where he had a hamstring issue, right? Missed a bunch of games, came back, and then got hurt again. So similar to what I talked about, basically a year ago in the DeAndre Hopkins thing, where these older veteran proven guys that we love and that are fantastic. Keenan Allen's a fantastic receiver, right? They're not, as they get older into their age 30 plus seasons, they don't recover well from these type of injuries, especially hamstrings, stuff like that. So you laid it out perfectly. I love Keenan Allen in the first 3 to 4 weeks, but after that, can he hold up for the full 17? And my answer is going to be no. So I like Keenan early, and I like Quentin Johnston late.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. Jay said Musgrave season. Love the mobile QB to tight end connection. Maybe he's the next Algie Crumpler. Possibly.
Algie,
We shall see.
Algie was pretty good. We highlighted Musgrave a little bit, and I think that we've seen that Jordan Love can play, right? He's not a complete bum, right? He doesn't look like a deer in headlights. I love what they've done. I love it's the preseason. We talked about it. But Musgrave looked really good, in the times that I've been able to see him go out there and make some plays. So he looks really good. I think Jordan Love will definitely utilize him. Christian Watson this week. We don't know how long Watson will be out. And also, too, really quick as an aside, have you noticed that a ton of guys are going down with hamstring issues? What the is going on with the hamstrings?
Well, it's the beginning of the season. They're really starting to like really kind of ramp it up, and especially again with the older players, they happen. I mean, hamstrings happen all the time. It
Christian
just
Watson is
depends how
not old.
severe. Well, I'm not saying that he is. I'm just saying in general. I
Jerry
wasn't.
Judy is not old.
I'm not saying specifically everybody was old. I'm just bringing up some old, the old guys are usually the ones.
Sick
But
of it.
what happens with some of the young, happens with some of these young guys too. They're just kind of ramping it up. I mean, Judy again came out the womb unhealthy. So it's just tough to trust Judy at all. Even though I like him, he's in my Supernova 12, of course. But Judy is a tough one. He's got to stay healthy because every season we say the same thing. Okay, this is the season. This is the season. This is the season, and it still hasn't happened yet. So and at this point, like the chances of it happening are a lot lower than what it should be for a guy like that. So
For sure, getting that.
so that's tough, but. Listen, guys are gonna get hammies, and the older they are, the harder it is gonna be for them to come back. So Herb had 367 yards passing and a tutty last year against the Chargers, and they won 23-17.
Well,
Yeah,
he does play for the Chargers, so I guess that's against Miami, right?
yeah. Yep. Herbert didn't throw as many touchdowns last year
No, he did.
as we expected him to, but Nav, what's up, Nav? Appreciate you for tuning in. Lockett, DJ Moore, Javante, or Kirk in the flex. This is a good one.
Well, Nav, if you got all those guys and none of them crack your top, if you got these as your flex, the rest of your team must be pretty damn good. So let's just start off with that. Man, you could make the case for. Well, we're taking Javante out, so let's start there.
Mm-hmm.
I think you might eliminate Christian Kirk as well from this particular group. So I think
Even though I do like a Kirk play this week in certain situations, but depending on who you got to pick, right?
That's what I'm saying. So for this, do you like Kirk over DJ Moore or Lockett? No.
Mm.
That's what I'm saying. So you out of this situation, you're taking Christian Kirk out.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. JSN's going to be limited. I think DJ Moore is going to be facing Jair Alexander for the most part in that game. Give me Tyler Lockett here.
Yeah. I mean, DJ Moore does move around a bit.
He does.
And it is Jair. Do you know, like, is Jair definitely going to be
That's
one-on-one with this guy the whole time,
fair.
or is he not? So I do still like a DJ Moore play, but I think I might be with a Lockett here. I mean, this guy just continuously puts up production. We continuously doubt him, and he continuously just comes through. They do have a really good matchup this week, so. Fuck it. Give me Lockett.
Yeah,
but DJ Moore is close behind. Whoever you like more, go with your gut there. But it's going to be between those two for both of us there. Would you do Walker, Deontay for Higbee?
and
Walker,
Higbee.
Deontay, and Higbee for Chubb.
Whew. You know what? We talk about this. Yeah, we talk about this a lot, and we talk about, especially if you're in redraft caddy, which I'm pretty sure this is a redraft question. We talk about going out and getting those hammers for redraft. I think you might have to do it. Nick Chubb can lead the league in rushing this season,
Yeah. Nick
and there's
Chubb
not a
can
ton
be
of
the overall RB1.
RB1. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do it. It's a lot to give up, but Kenneth Walker has a competent guy to take away some of his upside in Charbonnet.
Hmm.
I think we all like Deontay. I have a couple of shares in Deontay in redraft. But I think the upside with Chubb is just so much greater, especially and in redraft as well. The RBs can win you leagues. So
Hmm.
with a guy like Chubb, I think that's you got to go for the gusto, and I think I might be okay with this.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm going with Chubb here as well. Angelo, what's up, Angelo? How do you guys feel about Isaiah Likely this week with Andrews out? Yeah, we briefly had spoke about him earlier. I'm for it. I like Likely. They've got a good matchup this week, so you know. The thing with the tight ends is like there's not like one or two like automatically like great plays. Like it's all the same. It's just it's impossible almost to tell like who's going to do what. But give me the better
Mhm.
offense. I'll take that, as a higher percentage that he'll hit than some of the other guys. So just give me the Likely in that offense. Yeah. I'm for it.
Um, Angelo, really quick though, like and I think we do like him because we've seen him, right? We've seen what it looks like when Mark Andrews is not out there. They have a rapport. I just worry about the other options, right? Bateman's out there, OBJ's out there, Zay Flowers is going to be out there, J.K. Dobbins is going to be out there, Lamar still has his legs. So that, all of those things taken into consideration, what are your other options, right? If you're talking about a Luke Musgrave, if you're talking about, some of those all those guys that are the same, you got to kind of weigh the options with it. I think we like him as a talent, and we think he'll get some looks, but what is his true upside with all those other guys on that offense healthy for the moment?
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Oh, Patty said it's redraft 8-man. So yeah, you're definitely taking Chubb. That's not even a question. Deontay's
Even a
not
ten
even.
man, even a 10 man, I would do that.
Yeah, Deontay and Higby are like not even startable really in the 8-man almost.
Yo, Caddy, you love you some 8 man leagues. I
Yeah,
noticed there's a lot of questions that you put in there with your 8 man leagues. That's pretty interesting.
only added Higby because he has Andrews out this week. Yeah, that's fine. That's something that
That's
could
part of it.
sway the decision for that person. Oh no, I need a tight end. He's gonna give me Higby. Okay, you know what? I'll
Yep.
do the trade. So if you can get the trade done with, that's what we tell you guys to do, right? Attack the team that needs a
Mm-hmm.
certain player or a certain position,
For
because that's
sure.
most likely what is going to get the job done. I was going to go with likely if Kittle sits. I also have Dolchich on the bench.
I think Dolchich might be a little bit of a safer play, especially if Judy's out. Like I said, I like Likely. I like his talent. I've seen him go out there and make plays before, but that was with not the same offense that they were running that they're going to be running this year. So I would actually take Dolchich this week over Likely, especially if Kittle sits. I have Kittle as well, and I'm in a little bit of a pickle. I got Michael Mayer on my bench, that I drafted in our rookie draft. So tight ends getting spicy with Kelsey out, with Andrews out. Like it's getting real spicy. Like the top two tight ends are out, basically,
Hmm.
or two of the top three. You could go, that route. So everybody's kind of scrambling, for tight ends with two of the top three out.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think I still like likely, but Dolchich is going to have the opportunities. So, Judy's obviously going to be out, but I'm just going to stick with the better offense and likely. But that's a close call. That is a close call. Um, I was going to say tomorrow morning. I was thinking like Eastern time, like 11:30 to 12:30,
I'm pretty good with that.
because like we'll get. I think doesn't everything come out like 11:30 or 12
Yeah,
o'clock? We get all the info.
the yeah, all of the inactives are announced 90 minutes before the game. So 11:30, those inactives usually start rolling in.
All right, so maybe we'll do that 11:30 to 12:30, and if we need to run a little bit later, depending how many people are in, we could stay on, of course. But that at least gives us, the last minute
Decision.
advice there.
Yeah, I'm with it.
You know. But yeah, I think Deontay carves up San Fran. Yeah, he could. He could carve up that secondary.
That front
You
seven
know,
is
I hope
good,
he
but
does.
the back end is a little questionable.
Yeah, yeah. So let's see. You know how comfortable Pickett is to try and maybe push the ball a little bit. So
He was that in the preseason.
yep, he did. He definitely did. Your boy Cooper Cup goes to IR. I haven't heard anything from you about Cooper Cup, so I'm interested to hear what you got to say about Cooper Cup now that he's officially placed on the IR. You know, he went to see a specialist the other day in Minnesota, I think it was. So, you know, obviously concerning, but I'd like to hear, you know, your thoughts on it.
How do you think I feel? Fucking
I told you
bullshit.
to fucking get rid of his ass.
Well, part of the reason why I didn't is nobody really gave me anything that I kind of wanted, and my roster construction. Right, I have Jamar Chase. Cooper Cup was slotting in as my number 2 wide receiver. I felt pretty damn comfortable with that. Right, especially all throughout the offseason, I was monitoring all the alerts and seeing his progress and everything. And there was a couple of highlights of him going out there, making catches, doing what he does, during training camp, here and there. So I was like, all right, give me some Cooper Cup as my number 2 wide receiver behind Jamar Chase. So I felt pretty damn comfortable with that. And then obviously Christian Watson was my 3rd wide receiver. So if you go in with Chase, Cup, and Watson, you feel pretty good about that. And that was pretty much, my guys going in. And I love that. I love that 3 wide receiver combo. And of course, Cup on IR. So it's really unfortunate. I'm gonna have to pivot and put my GM skills to work, but I still have enough firepower. It's just really disappointing because we know when he's out there, he is a beast. He's fantastic, and with Matthew Stafford throwing him the ball, he's getting 15 targets a game. Like it's just that simple, and especially now that they don't really have anybody else. Don't give me Van Jefferson, as I said. Don't give me Tutu Atwell. Tyler Higbee's fine, but he's an over the middle kind of tight end ish. So Cooper Cup was going to command 12 to 15 targets every single game. And even if they don't have anybody else like they did for basically the first half last year, we saw that offense was terrible, but Cooper Cup was still amazing. So I was kind of counting on more of the same. So it's really disappointing, but I do think it could be a little bit of a blessing in disguise where if he misses, the first 4 weeks, he could come back, and kind of be like a mid-season acquisition for me if he goes out there. He comes back maybe week 5, week 6, something like that. Now, the flip side is, what if the Rams are terrible and Cooper Cup's like, I'm not going to risk myself on a team that's 1-4, whatever the case may be. But I do think he's a competitor. I don't think he's one of those guys that's just going to sit it out, if he can't truly play, considering that he missed the back half of last season. So I'm going to have some patience and hope he comes back in a month and he can rejoin my squad and take me to a 3rd consecutive championship.
Let me get Cup in that league.
Oh, we'll talk about it. Don't treat me.
What treat you what? We're about to get spicy on air right now. What's good with Cup?
All right, what are you offering? You want him? What are you offering?
Got DJ Moore. I've got Addison. I've got a bunch of guys on my squad. I got a plethora of some wide receivers. If you wanted to split that into 2 or something like that.
Okay, I'm gonna take a look right now. If you really want to get spicy and you really want to upset me, on air, most people don't see me upset ever. I'm about to get really upset right now.
Is Atwell a good waiver and flex?
I'm gonna say no. I did add Tutu Atwell because I have roster spots with Cooper Cup on IR, so I did add him because you got to believe he's going to be utilized somewhere. I've seen him catch a couple of bombs. I will say that. I've seen him stretch the field. I've seen him catch a couple of bombs here and there. So there always is that kind of lightning in a bottle situation going on with him. Am I counting on it? No. Am I playing Atwell? No. But he's on my roster.
Yeah, I'm not comfortable playing him. I know there's injuries there, but can he catch a bomb? Yeah, but that's the best case scenario. There's the floor is literally donut 0, so I'm not messing with Atwell right now. There's got to be some better options than to actually play Atwell, but Hammer feels the same about Cup as I do Kelsey. Yeah.
Well, luckily for you, luckily for you, Crispy, the outlook on Kelsey, and Kelsey doesn't really have an injury history, right? I'm not as worried about Kelsey as I am about Cup. You know, I'm extremely worried about Cup because coming off his injury last year, and it was an ankle injury, but does it translate? You know, to what's going on with his hamstrings. So I'm a little nervous. You know, I actually don't worry about Kelsey that much. You know what I mean? It was something that happened, a freak kind of thing, and based on all accounts, it's not his ACL, so you're kind of in the clear there. I think they were just being extra cautious. I'll be honest with you, if this was the AFC Championship game, I guarantee Travis Kelsey would have played.
Oh
So
yeah, probably.
that
But it's not a
so
hammy. It's not an ankle. It's
right. So I am a lot less worried about Travis Kelsey, but I do understand the concern. But yeah, but Cooper Cup's on IR. Travis Kelsey's not. So that kind of tells you everything you need to know.
Yeah. I mean, we started seeing, Julio Jones break down, right? And these are the signs that it's starting to come, and it's unfortunate, and nobody wants to believe in it. Nobody wants to believe it, and but this is the unfortunate, harsh reality when you get older as a wide receiver. This is how it starts to happen.
But the one thing, and there's a couple of different ways I'm going to go here, so just stay with me. The difference between guys like Julio Jones, like Cooper Cup we've never seen him really take big hits. Now he is a bit of a physical inside guy, but I've never seen him take like a ton of those hits. Like Julio Jones was taking hits. You know what I mean? Julio Jones was really getting hit up. But the thing I worry about, especially with Cooper Cup, and I actually touched on this, and I'm starting to wonder if there's really something to it, was that ridiculous 2021 season where his usage was just absolutely through the roof. And then the first half of last year. So you basically taking a year and a half of just insane usage by one guy. I just wonder if all those routes, all those catches, all of that stuff is taking its toll on a guy that is 29 years old, 30 years old. So I think the fruit has come to bear. Now listen, if you had Cooper Cup in 2021 and early 2022, he gave you everything you wanted and then some. Because where he was getting picked, we did our rookie draft, we did our startup draft. I got Cooper Cup in like the 4th round, right? And he was basically the fantasy MVP that year. So he paid dividends when you got him. Even if you had him in redraft, you were probably somewhere hovering around the championship game. But I think some of those fruits of all of that usage is just coming to bear, and it's unfortunate because the guy's been amazing. I'm a huge fan of his. But yeah, it might be time to, like you said, face the reality that this is kind of what starts to happen to these older receivers.
This is why we say, especially in Dynasty, rather a year early than a year late. Get what you can from, because obviously the value is not what it was. Obviously with the injury. So iDub, what up, iDub? I think he's listed as a number 2 wide receiver. He might be, but really doesn't mean much.
Does that translate, right?
It's
What does that
not.
translate
No,
to?
I'd be probably even more comfortable playing like Puka than I would what's his name?
Well,
Tutu. Yeah. He's gonna catch a bomb and he can absolutely do it, but I
yeah,
don't know.
yeah,
Uh
it hurts
we
my
actually
soul.
had this question earlier with Andrews out, likely or Fryermuth week 1. I think we both went likely,
Did
but
we?
I'm okay like if you decided to go Fryermuth, like, you know, give me the
Yeah,
better offense right now and the better, matchup with likely, but I'm not opposed to going baby Gronk there.
yeah, and the only issue I have with this is Fryermuth against against that San Francisco front seven, in particular those linebackers with Fred Warner, and the crew. So and then Nick Bosa, man, he's back. So that's also a factor in that game. You know, he moves the needle when you're talking about an edge rusher kind of getting after the quarterback and then making it tough for him to get the ball out. So yeah, I'd take likely as well. If it wasn't for that San Francisco matchup, I'd probably go Fryermuth.
Yeah, I agree. Best Coast Motivation, what's up? Who should I start? Cortland Sutton versus Terrible Raiders secondary. Well, I do like Sutton this week. Or Drake London. Oof. Versus a possible JC Horn shadow. I don't think I'm
You
worried
know,
about the shadow as much.
I'm still worried. There still has to be a lot to be desired with that Denver Broncos offense. You like the opportunities. Cortland Sutton is one of those guys that you just expected so much more out of, over the last couple of years, and it just hasn't happened for whatever reason. So I think I'm gonna go Drake London here. I just
Yeah.
think that, yeah, I just think that with Bijan there, obviously with Kyle Pitts there, that should free things up enough for him. I need to see Russell Wilson. Now, Cortland Sutton is a good play because of the injury to Judy. Um, but he's just been a little too inconsistent for me, especially if I'm comparing it to Drake London. And we saw what Drake London did at the tail end of last season. You always bring up the advanced stats down the stretch for your boy Drake London. So I just think I think he builds on that.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I think I'm going to go with London as well, but I wouldn't be surprised if Sutton has a game. Like you, I kind of feel a little bit more safe with Drake London. And listen, Sutton wasn't horrible last year. Like, where's Sutton at? He had what 64 for 829 and two tutties. I mean, the two tutties obviously is concerning, but and Jerry Judy hasn't officially been ruled out, but I doubt he plays. Somebody's got to catch the ball there, right? In Denver. I mean,
Right.
but yeah, give me some Drake London. Fuck it. We're going Drizzy Drake here. Also, should I just start Njoku over Kittle, even if Kittle plays because of his groin might get re-injured? I would. I'd play it safe. I'd play it safe. I'm okay with playing Joku. I like Joku's matchup as well.
Yeah, you can make that argument, and I have Kittle, and it's what I've come to expect. Right? He doesn't really play a whole lot early in the season, and it is what it is. And if you have a better, healthier option with upside, why not?
Crispy said, should I start Perrine, Swift, or Dylan? Pick two.
I think AJ Dillon is the
Lock.
one lock in this
Me too.
scenario. Um,
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Dylan is definitely a lock for me in this.
I think I'm going Piron as well. So you can make the argument for
Me
either
too.
one, right? Oh god, the Swift thing is just what's he gonna get, right? We talked about that Philly backfield and Jalen Hurts on top of it, so you could count Jalen Hurts as an additional runner. Does he get enough volume, right? Is he going to get 8 touches, 10 touches, 12 touches? I don't know. I think I'll take Piron and Dylan here.
Yeah, I'll take P Ryan too. Because even if Javante does get, some good work, P Ryan's still gonna be, involved, at least for the first game. And he should be involved a lot going forward as well. But yeah, give me P Ryan and Dylan here, Crispy. I'm actually playing Dylan in a league
So am I.
because I've got nobody else, but crazy. He's got Penny as well. Oh man, no, I
That's
think I want to see kind of what that backfield is going to be because
that's never
people
good.
people always, you talk about the preseason and how that was split up and Gainwell getting all these touches, but then you've got the coach saying like, oh, it just kind of worked out that way. We're just mixing everybody in, like blah blah blah. So even
Mm-hmm.
he's not giving you an idea of like, okay, what is going to happen. So I think Penny and Swift get the majority of the work. I know they like Gainwell, but he just didn't anything. He didn't do anything. So,
Mm-hmm.
he didn't do anything. Are you guys live tomorrow? Yes, we're gonna be live tomorrow, 11:30 Eastern to 12:30. So right leading up to the games, we'll be on about an hour and a half before the games start. We'll be on for about an hour. Um, and we'll see obviously how busy we are, but I think that's the plan right now for tomorrow.
I got a good one. Do we got more questions?
Not at the moment, but go ahead.
Better flex play: Hunter Renfrow or Adam Thielen?
Gosh, that's ugly. Give me Thielen. Hunter Renfrow. Get off. Ain't playing no Hunter Renfrow.
I'm
Give me
just
Thielen.
asking.
Give me Thielen with a hurt shark. Nobody else there to throw it to. You know, he was questionable, but yeah, give me Thielen.
Yep.
Give me Thielen.
Oh my God. I expected to have Jamar Chase, Cooper Kupp, and Christian Watson. Now it's Jamar Chase, Hollywood Brown, and Jaden Reed. Fucking bullshit.
Oh, this one's for Hammer. Big spoon or little spoon?
Always the big spoon, Diaz. Always the big spoon. Never the little spoon. I'm no tablespoon. I'm a teaspoon.
Oh,
I'm a tablespoon. I'm not a teaspoon.
oh my God, that's funny. I'm just gonna sleep till 9:50, so I don't gotta wait. Yeah, Caddy, we'll be on tomorrow. We'll talk some more about the games and any other, any other questions that people have. We'll see what we got going on, but Diaz said he likes to be little spoon, and he's a big guy. Listen, sometimes you got to switch it up.
Whatever floats your boat. I'm the big spoon. Fuck that.
Oh
Oh,
shit!
but Diaz, you know what you can always do?
Stay, stay freaky, little spoon.
That's it. That's it. That's how we get it done.
OG said Waddle or Devonta Smith. I'm going Waddle there. That's
Waddle,
just an awesome
Waddle,
matchup. Yeah,
Waddle. It's Waddle.
definitely Waddle. A lot of Waddle shares this year. I don't. It just kind of happened. He was just there every time that it was my pick. He was just the best fucking pick there, man. You know. He says, "I
Yeah,
just want to be held, bruh."
I think a lot of guys echo that sentiment.
Oh God, just want to be held, bruh. All right, guys. I guess we're about to get up out of here. Any last questions? Throw them out in the chat. We'll give you another minute or so to throw any last questions out there. But I mean, shit, we are just a few hours away. I'm fucking excited. I'm hyped
It's
up.
almost like as a guy, right? You get very few days that you look for, especially an adult male. There's very few days that you get excited for, right? And you go to sleep anticipating the next day. This is one of those days. You didn't have to work today, most people anyway. You have off tomorrow. Luckily for people like me, I'm actually off on Monday, which is amazing. So I don't even have to think about work on Monday. Yeah, it's almost like just a Christmas. It's still warm out and it feels like Christmas, right? I get to unwrap this gift called NFL Red Zone tomorrow. All my fantasy teams are in action. I got a couple parlay actions. I'm going to discuss those tomorrow. I'm going to bring those
Okay,
up tomorrow as well.
We'll go over that too. Just real quick before you continue, OG, just before you hop off, Jalen Ramsey's on IR, so
Yes,
even if he wasn't, there's no reason to worry about Keenan Allen in what could be a high scoring game. But my bad, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I echo that sentiment. Jalen Ramsey is on IR, and that's going to be a high scoring game anyway. And Keenan Allen's probably going to get 10 targets in that game.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. OGs, have a good night. You guys are awesome. No, you guys are awesome. You guys are all awesome for coming to hang out always. OG, Diaz, Caddy, Crispy, Best Coast, iDub, Jay, Angelo, Nav. We had some old timers coming here too. Now that we've got our redraft coming back up, Beta, Marcos came through. Tommy, old Packer fan for Hammer there. David, Ezekiel. What's your name? Ezekiel.
Fuck you, Ezekiel.
Mike Collins, Simp, Alex Smith, Baby Santa coming through again. Simp, Aiden,
Hell of a
Kevin,
crew.
of course, always one of the first ones in here. One Nation, always one of the first ones in here too. Appreciate you guys. Song, Albert coming through as always. He's everywhere. AKA Bash, appreciate you for coming through as well. But if I missed anybody, my bad. But appreciate all you guys. Smash that like first. Smash that subscribe if you're new. If you enjoyed what you're watching, we'll be on tomorrow, 11:30 Eastern, an hour and a half before the games. We'll be on live. I need Gabe Davis to get his head out of his ass. Yeah, that's going to be tough. That's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. He was born that way.
What is that?
I don't know.
Unbelievable. You really hate Gabe Davis.
Oh man, like I said, the value is okay this year of where you can get him. The problem is playing him like because you don't know what week he's going to go off. You have to play him almost every single week, you know, and you got no choice. But all right, guys, we're getting up out of here. Appreciate all y'all. Peace.